and welcome to TheMan Games. In this video today we're doing a WWE 2K versus WWE 2K22, so we're going to be taking some screenshots from 2K20 and then putting them up against the new screenshots of 2K22 and discussing which ones are the better. So before we go into this video though, if you could please click that like button if you do enjoy today's video, and if you haven't already, please think about subscribing. That would be awesome. So the first image that is on the screen here, as you can see, is Bobby Lashley. Now the 2K20 Bobby Lashley, I honestly was not a massive fan of. Facially wise, he was always very good, but his attire was very poor in my opinion. I hated the red armbands and stuff like that, and the headband, and the black jacket. To me, it just didn't fit Bobby Lashley. I know that's not the game's fault, it's obviously what he was told to wear or he chose to wear. But yeah, I just didn't think this was a great Bobby Lashley. Facially wise, he looks really good, and muscular wise in his body looks really good, but attire wise, not a win for me. So now if we look across to the 2K22 version of Bobby Lashley, you know, the attire is really good, his facial features are really good, his physique looks really good. So yeah, I'm obviously going to have to give this one to 2K22. And the next one we're going to look at is The Rock. So obviously you can see the 2K20 version, his physique doesn't look as good, the tattoos don't look as clear, even his face doesn't seem as great compared to the 2K22 version. Obviously these both are probably quite similar, but obviously for me the 2K22 version here just stands out a lot more, and the 2K20 version is just very, very plain. Now next up we've got Big E. So the 2K20 version, this is obviously in his entrance, where as the 2K20 screenshot isn't performing a move. Now the 2K22 version of Big E I don't think is terrible, but still the 2K22 version, obviously there's just more like colour in the attire, so obviously it stands out more. So I'm still probably going to say that the 2K22 version is better, but out of the three looks so far, I'd say the Big E is probably the closest to the 2K22, like looking alike wise, in my opinion. And next up, as you can see, we've got John Cena. Now the John Cena, it's one of the best screenshots that we've seen so far in my opinion. Just facially wise, really good, the colours are really good. Obviously the 2K20, they just don't seem to have gone into enough detail to capture Cena's facial expressions and things like that. So yeah, 2K22 definitely got the win between the 2K20 and 2K22 here. Now going into Drew McIntyre. Now I'm going to be completely truthful here, I'm not a massive fan of the Drew McIntyre in 2K22. I don't think facially wise it is great. Maybe hopefully once we get the game and we play it, hopefully it's a bit better. But especially in this screenshot here, I just don't think it is a great one of Drew McIntyre. I think his nose looks massive, which I don't think it looks like that in real life. His facial feature doesn't look great in my opinion neither. So maybe this might be the first time I'm going to say this, and might be the only time throughout the video, but I think the 2K20 version is actually better than the 2K22 version, just in my opinion. But hopefully once the game is released and we can play as Drew McIntyre on the game, hopefully it won't actually look as bad as this screenshot, obviously, in my opinion. And next up we've got the Rated R Superstar Edge. Now it's a bit like night and day here really. Like the 2K20 version of Edge is just so rubbish in my opinion. They've just not really gone into a lot of effort, just facially wise. They've not really made the effort at all. Whereas if you look at the 2K22, they've just put so much detail into the face and the beard and the hair. No pun intended, but they've proper got the grittiness of Edge in the 2K22 version. Where I mean, like, I don't even think they bothered to give him a jacket in 2K20. Like, they just did not seem to care about Edge. They took the same Edge from 2K19, I do believe, and just, I don't know, it's just like even like the watered that version down, it wasn't even as good as the previous game. So yeah, the 2K22 Edge is way better than the 2K20 version. And now we've got the boss Sasha Banks. Now the 2K20 version is I think it's like it's obviously it's not the blue haired version of Sasha, it's the purple hair. But like it's not a terrible Sasha Banks, but obviously looking at this 2K20 version compared to the 2K22, Obviously 2K22 is just outstandingly beating it in my opinion. Just this Sasha Banks on 2K22, just everything is awesome. She looks, you know, just her stance looks awesome, her facial features, whereas just going back to 2K20, they just don't seem to have put enough time and effort into the actual graphics of the actual character. So yeah, another 2K22 win here. And now we're into Rey Mysterio. So obviously you can see the 2K22 version. Obviously there's a lot more colour, a lot more brightness, whereas the 2K20 is just more like a light purple. Now I don't think the Rey Mysterio on 2K20 was terrible at all. It might have been one of the better wrestlers on the game, like design wise, but still the 2K22 version of Rey Mysterio is definitely a lot better than 2K20 still. Just you can see there's more detail put into the tattoos, they stand out more, there's not as close together, so they look more realistic in my opinion. So it's not a terrible Rey Mysterio in 2K20, but the 2K22 one is still a lot better. And now we're going into Shayna Basler. Now if you watch my screenshot reactions last week on the channel, I do think the Shayna Basler screenshot is one of the best that we've seen so far. I just think she looks awesome. I'm not even that big of a Shayna Basler fan personally, but I do think she looks awesome in this screenshot. If we look at the 2K20 version, they just not really put a lot of effort into her face or anything, whereas you know, you can see the lines on her face on 2K20, the bone structure more, there's more detail in the makeup around the eyes. So yeah, they just definitely put a lot more care into 2K22, whereas 2K20, like you know, it's a recurring thing now, they just not seem to have put much care into this Shayna Basler. And now into Goldberg. So obviously you can see the difference here really, there's more detail into his beard, into his posture, into his muscles. Obviously these two are very similar. But still you can tell the difference, how much better 2K22 is than 2K20. It just seems like such a dark game. Maybe it might just be these screenshots, but like, I don't know. There just seems to be a lot more light and colour into the graphics and the superstars. So yeah, I'm definitely going to have to go with another 2K22 win here for this Goldberg. And lastly, the last one we're going to look at today, it is the head of the table, the tribal chief, Roman Reigns. Now, the Roman Reigns on 2K20 is not terrible at all, by any means. And the 2K22 screenshot, like I've said previously on the channel, that I don't think this is a great Roman Reigns in my opinion on 2K22. I think they could have put a bit more time and effort into his facial features. But same with the Drew McIntyre, maybe it'll be different once we actually get the game and we can see what it's like. I'm still going to give the win to 2K22 here, to be perfectly honest, but I still don't think the 2K20 version of Roman Reigns was terrible. Obviously it's not as great as the 2K22, but you know, he's their biggest star, so you know, he wants to be great even on the previous game, 2K20. But yeah, definitely, there's still more detail into the Roman Reigns' face on 2K22. Just the line work in his beard and his hair and his stare is just a lot better than the 2K20. And that was it. That was 2K20 against 2K22. So really, there was only, in my opinion, there's only one that was better in 2K20, and that was the Drew McIntyre. But like I said, once the game is released and we can actually check these out on the actual game, you know, it might be a lot better on the actual game than just in a screenshot. Well, let me know what you thought of today's video, and did you agree with my thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. If you did enjoy this video today as well, please remember to click that thumbs up button. And if you haven't already, please think about subscribing to the channel. It's the best way to support us here at TheMan Games. And if you already have, make sure to have the notifications turned on, then you'll know when our next video goes up on the channel. And also, you can find us on social media at TheMan Games on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. And make sure to check out the other videos we've going up on the channel this week. So thank you very much for watching TheMan Games, and I'll see you on the next video.